Welcome viewers, one and all, this is Serpent Stare, and this is Cinders. This is something a little bit different, partly because it's a game that I haven't brought to my channel before, partly because it's a recent game, it's fairly new, and partly because I've never played it before. I bought this game some time ago as part of basically a Humble Bundle eye candy bundle, because the artwork in it is beautiful. And as I've discovered while I've been sitting here on the title screen, trying to get my audio balance right, so is the music. I had this playing in the background while I was talking, and I was kind of blown away. It sounds beautifully atmospheric. So yeah, and anyway, I should probably tell you something about the game I'm about to play, aside from the fact that I got it on Humble Bundle, because I'm cheap. As you might already be able to tell, Cinders is actually a game kind of based on Cinderella. If that wasn't obvious, sorry to have spoiled it for you, but it was made obvious on the store pages. I do have my mouse over here because I'm going to be playing it mostly with the mouse, I think. I haven't actually even started a new game yet. This is all new. So yes, from the description, it's basically a choose-your-own-adventure kind of story game based on the tale of Cinderella, which I'm going to presume is this lady here, but I could be wrong. Regardless, she's dressed up as the Black Lotus, and that amuses me. We've also got dancing flowers and things, and swaying weeds, and this rippling reflection over the lake. Truly, the game is already impressing me with its artwork. But let's stop talking about that, and go right into the game, I suppose. Although I am curious about this other stuff. An undiscovered path. 0% variance found. Trophies are awarded for in-game achievements. The riddle is, what do you have to do to get them? And these are the 8 achievements. These are Steam achievements as well, and they are the only ones. I did check that out. We have options. The sound and music, I'm definitely going to want to leave those on. Full screen. Autoplay? Well, that's a bizarre idea. Screen format. I could change the resolution, but I don't want to do that because I'm already recording and I don't want to fuck it up. So that's the rewards and the options. It seems like it is probably going to be all with the mouse. Let's start a new game. Come with me, watchers, and we will start a new game together. I still can't believe I've been delaying this for so long. It makes me wonder, if I decided to act earlier, maybe things wouldn't be so broken between us. Maybe, with just a little effort, this family wouldn't fall apart like this. But I suppose it was easier to complain and do nothing, rather than try to change things. Isn't it always? Tonight, it's different. This is the night of change, the night where my plans finally take effect. I can hear my stepsisters talking in soft voices in the hall. I imagine they, too, won't get any sleep tonight. During the last few days, I've learned so much more about them. But can it erase all the years they tormented, and humiliated me? Playing Cinders is a bit like reading a book, you don't say. However, you are often presented with a choice on what to say, think, or do. Your decisions will shape the story ahead. Also, since I don't think I've mentioned this yet, I don't know how much of this game I'll be playing. I'll probably play to at least one ending, and after that I may or may not bother to continue. I don't know what to think about it. Neither do I, Cinders. People deserve a second chance, or should get what they deserve. Well, Cinders, if this is the first time you're taking action. People generally do deserve a second chance, but if your second chance is just going to be to remain passive, that's not a good plan. Act out. I don't think you're going to do anything ridiculously or ludicrously terrible just by me saying people should get what they deserve. Hopefully. I guess we'll find out. You can't erase the past. You can't push someone into despair and expect compassion in return. We pick our own paths in life. Whatever happens, my stepsisters knew the risks. You're being all very vague and mysterious so far. Meanwhile, in the hallway, I presume these are our stepsisters, both very well drawn and blonde. I still can't believe she did it. I never would have suspected. Of course, because everyone is as dim-witted as you are and never does anything out of the ordinary or unexpected. Oh yes, I'm sure you were able to foresee what would happen. Did you see it in tea leaves or read it in a children's book one afternoon while avoiding work and being useless as usual? I did entertain the thought that she might do something like this, if you must know, but believe what you want. I don't care. I also suspected she might try to do something. She was so secretive and compliant at times that an explosion seemed inevitable. Oh, did her facial expression change? I just didn't expect she had it in her. It totally did. Her facial expressions are changing. Gloria, please. Sometimes you sound like a cliché villain from a bad romance novel. Their lips even move. Huh. Of course, if something isn't twisted, weird, or shocking, then you won't consider it. Not everyone is like you, Sophia. I know not everyone is. You're not, though you try your best to be like Mother, always responding the same way, regardless of the situation. Predictable, boring, and stupid. But you are not Carmosa, remember? You do not lead, you mindlessly follow. And it shows. Shut up, you! Open up! Open up in the name of the prince! Everyone's shocked. It's him! Why did he have to come? And in the middle of the night? Well, the wonders never cease. I guess this night of change is not over yet, just as your ridiculous cliché impersonations aren't done yet either. There's no time for this now, though I'm sure Mother will deal with you later. I'll go summon her. You do that. Open up! I won't repeat myself. Again. Mother. Sophia, don't stand like that. Open the door. Let this noisy man in. Yes, Mother. Ah, Captain, what brings you here at this time of night? Spare me the false pleasantries. You know why I'm here. Where is she? Very well. Sophia, get Cinders here right away. Yes, Mother. Be quick about it, child. Captain, would you fancy some wine while we wait for my lazy stepdaughter? Don't push it. You know this is not a courtesy visit. I'm afraid a lot is going to change here tonight. He's pointing at me, and it's your fault for saying that people deserve what they get. He's right. Nothing will ever be the same. Nothing. I must admit, I'm afraid of it too. Some independent woman I am. Cinders, Mother has summoned you. Move. You know she doesn't like to wait. Fine, I'm moving. Just give me a moment. Make sure it's quick. Cinders, can I ask you something? Yes, Sophia? This whole situation, what happened this evening and the guard bashing at our door and all. It's because of you, right? You planned it. Let's be honest. Yes, I guess so. I guess so. I definitely made it happen. Funny. It all started with my stepmother summoning me just like now. And now we go into the past. 7 days earlier. What a beautiful morning. The last few days were all rain and gloom, but today is different. Today is summer in its fullest. You can press escape or right-click to open the in-game menu to quit or to save or quit the game. Your progress is auto-saved when you quit. Okay? It's so nice to see the sun again. It can get pretty cold in this room of mine. Although I don't feel so frisky right now, I could use more beauty sleep. I shouldn't have burned the midnight oil over a book last night. Oh, let's save the game, just because we can. How many slots do we have? We have 8 slots and 8 achievements, folks. Okay. And a silly book, too. Some adolescent girl, pretty and numb as a freshly cut flower, shows divine humility and courage while suffering oppression from her abusive family. Who writes these things? And do they really want young women to develop this martyr-like attitude? Funny, though. If that's really that bad and makes me so angry, why did I read it in the first place? Maybe something in it really echoes a part of my own experience. I don't know. I'm not going to spend the morning wondering about it. Of course, it isn't as though I'll get to enjoy the day either. Lady Carmosa will certainly make sure that I have to do the worst chores. The old hag could use any of her servants, but no. She always sends me. I get the feeling she simply wants to humiliate me. If only Father was still here. On a day like this, he would surely take me to the forest. This is starting to remind me of Das letzte Streichhold by, oh, what the hell is their name? Oomph! I'm gonna show my taste in music, but the music video for that song is, that line reminds me of it. We always went to the lake, the magical lake as he called it, and left a loaf of bread under the old tree. Gotta pay tribute to the fairies, you never know when you may need their help. Good old man. He used to tell me stories about the little folk, even when I was far too old to believe them anymore. I miss him so much. Now that's reminding me of what was it, Leapin' Leprechauns? I used to love that movie when I was a kid. But enough daydreaming. Honestly, I talk to myself way too often these days. Well, when nobody else will listen. It's only a moment before I start considering mice and sparrows my only friends, and we'll go frolicking and singing together. What a sight that would be. Are you being referential at the movie? Luckily, I know better than that. I may get lonely sometimes, but I'm not empty-headed. Yeah, you're totally mocking the movie. Time to get up, Cinders. The day has only just started. And you never know what the future may bring. You're looking pretty nice there, Cinders. Beautiful green eyes. You look a little like me, except, well, much slimmer. Yes, I know who she is, thank you. I still have some time before my sisters wake up. I could start my cleaning duties to have more time later, or I could try to finish that book I was reading last night. Or I could seize this opportunity to do sweet nothing, huh? If you miss something important, you can always rewind the game using the mouse wheel or the up arrow. You can't rewind past decisions or through other important moments, though. It's not like I have time for myself very often. Honestly, I think you should start cleaning early and finish reading the book later, but that's my own opinion. Since my father's death, Carmosa and her daughters treat me as their servant. I also got the Red Rose achievement, which I remember reading on Steam is for making your first meaningful decision. So I presume those 2 decisions in the beginning didn't really matter much. They were all just going to lead to the flashback. Cinders, do the cleaning. Cinders, go to the town. Cinders, why isn't my dress washed yet? I hate it so much. But what can I do? I have to stay patient and hope for the better. I'm not flimsy. If this was if this is a test, I will face it with a smile. If I start cleaning now, I should be done before afternoon. And maybe even get some time for myself in the evening. Off to work, then. There you go, Cinders. I'll start with my room. I swear it gathers dust from the whole residence. I should also bring in some fresh flowers. My room may be just a repurposed storage, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't try to make it more cozy, right? Cinders, are you there? Cinders, where are you? Sophia? I'm in the broom locker. Oh, you're cleaning already? So considerate of you. But I'm afraid Mother has different plans. She wishes to see you immediately. She wishes to see me. Did she tell you what she wants? No, of course not. Why would she? And why would I want to ask in the first place? She looked rather angry, though. That doesn't sound good. I hope I'm not in some kind of trouble again. You really could have asked her, you know. I think you mistook me for one of those gentle, well-mannered, noble girls who care about others. Sorry to break it to you, but I don't. You're rather self-aware, aren't you, Sophia? If you are in trouble, that means I get a free pass today. So I'm rooting for it with all my heart, sis. These characters have been introduced already in the beginning. My, aren't you one charming human being? Thank you. Now hurry up and let's go already. Oh, shut up. I used to play in this hall as a child, but this building isn't much of a home anymore. Ever since my father passed away, it feels like this place is just an empty shell. Carmosa does her best to keep the residence in its former splendor, and I guess most would be fooled by it. But for me, this place feels like it is fading away. Oh, so you didn't get lost after all. I was starting to think you couldn't find your way. But it seems you were just taking your precious time with no regard for the rest of us. You're just as hopelessly irresponsible as that sister of mine. No wonder that Mother can't count on anyone other than me in this house. Don't tell me you got caught up daydreaming about some prince coming to save you. No, did you? If you ask me, you should be the one dreaming of being rescued. It's obvious you hate your current life. Watch your tongue! You don't know what you're talking about. Don't I? When's the last time you were actually happy? It's very thoughtful of you to worry about me, but if I were you, I'd pay more attention to your situation. I don't want your pity. And before you get any more foolish ideas, I think you should know that Mother is calling for you. She says she has a special job for you, no doubt something rudimentary enough for you to handle. So you were sent here to fetch me, then? Mother entrusts me with important tasks. Don't mistake me for being on your level. You wait here. I'll let her know you're finally rolled out of bed. Don't you ever get tired of all of this? Tired? What are you babbling about? You try so hard to be like Carmosa. You dress like her, you speak like her, and yet she still treats you as little more than a servant. I can't believe it. Did I really just get her to shut up? I was expecting an insult at the very least. The room feels empty again. Even Gloria's presence is better than nothing. Truthfully, I feel bad for her. I may be the servant around here, but her situation isn't that different from mine. Both Gloria and Sophia spend every waking moment doing Carmosa's bidding. Just because it's not scrubbing floors doesn't mean they're not servants, too. So you're finally up. You lazy girl. Can't anyone in this house just do what is asked of them? I swear you feeble-minded girls are going to be the death of me. Bah, you've wasted too much of my time already. I have a job for you. Go into town and find the merchant Tobias. I need you to pay him for a certain service. I'm giving you 200 sovereigns exactly. Don't you dare lose them. I must be a fool to entrust you with this much money, but unfortunately I've no one else to send. I have better plans for those two useless daughters of mine. Now hurry up, child. Time is of the essence. Carmosa has been speaking to me this whole time, alternating between insults and orders. Do I really have to silently accept this? I don't think I'll be able to get away with doing anything else. I will. Okay, I'll go. Really? Finally, someone wise enough to not question my orders. If only my daughters would follow suit. I have other things to deal with now. Don't dawdle, understood? Right. I suppose it could be worse. A trip to town isn't such a terrible thing. It's a beautiful day, and a great excuse to get away from the house. I won't even get in trouble for leaving as quickly as I can. Besides, Tobias has always been nice to me, so I'll enjoy seeing him again. This could be a rather pleasant trip. Of course, I have to go through the forest and the cemetery probably to get to the town. Or at least I have to go through the forest, since nothing else is available to me. Pardon me, I just woke up recently. I suppose I should be grateful. Even though Carmosa practically kicked me out of the house, it's better than staying there. It really is beautiful here, and it's a much-needed break from that toxic house. The lake that my father took me to as a child isn't far away, too. I really miss our trips to the lake. You're gonna ask me if you can go there now, right? It would be nice to visit it again, if only for the sake of memories. I wonder if I had enough time. Carmosa did tell me to hurry, after all. Go to town. If we get through our duties, we can go to the lake later. I'm sure that if I take too long, Carmosa will make sure that I'm miserable. As much as I'd love to visit the lake, I suppose I should head directly into town. Okay, so I just had to be tempted by the forest. All right. Finally at the town. I should probably head straight to Tobias's shop. Strange. What's that crowd over there? Everyone seems to be surrounding that building. I wonder if someone around here can tell me what's going on. Excuse me, ma'am, could you tell me what that crowd is for? What is it for? I don't think it has a function. Oh, child, haven't you heard? A bunch of good-for-nothing thugs took their hide out there. Bastards kidnapped a child. I'm sure you know it's market day today. A lot of folk come into town to trade their wares, but there's also the unwelcome element, you know what I mean? One of the merchants caught some ruffians red-handed stealing from him like it's no one's business. So we naturally grabbed whatever pointy thing came in handy and made sure these lowlifes know we don't take kindly to thieves in this town. But those scum grabbed a child and locked themselves up in that house. They're threatening to kill the brat if anyone tries to enter. That's horrible. Oh, the poor mother. Thank goodness some lads noticed Perrault, the captain of the prince's guard, drinking at the inn. A few men went to fetch him from the tavern. He grabbed that blade of his and went into the house without saying a thing. I wish that good-for-nothing husband of mine would be so brave, but he's only good for drinking and complaining, I tell you. It's been silent like a graveyard in the night since the captain went in. Who knows what happened in there? Oh, such awful times we live in. That truly is sad. Thank you for telling me. I hope that child doesn't get hurt. If the captain of the guard plans to fight, it's sure to be dangerous in there. Wait, everyone stopped talking. Did something happen? Someone is coming outside. Is that the captain of the guard? Yeah, we've seen him. The child is safe now. Someone get rid of the bodies. Perrault. Wow, did he just take care of an entire gang of bandits on his own? He acts like it wasn't even a big deal. He just disappeared without even waiting for any thanks. It feels as if he doesn't even care what anyone thinks of him. I'm intrigued to know what sort of man could do something so heroic, and yet remain so emotionless about the whole thing. It looks like the child has been reunited with his mother. What a relief. Uh-oh, I'm running late now. I'd better go see Tobias right away. Tobias' store is neat and well organized as usual. From the look of things, he's been doing well for himself. I guess he was lucky those thieves didn't decide to rob this place instead of one of the poor merchants at the market. Hey, welcome, Cinders. Is everything all right? You seem a bit pale. I've just witnessed a terrible scene in the market. A group of brigands kidnapped a child and barricaded themselves in one of the houses. Heavens! Did someone call the guards? Luckily, the captain was nearby and resolved the situation quickly with his sword. As messy as it may seem, that is his job. Glad to hear everyone's all right. Not everyone. He killed all those men. I don't know how to feel about it. You always had a gentle heart, Cinders. Have you missed it? Well, it's been too long since you last stopped by, that's for sure. How have you been? Much the same. Carmosa works me to the bone every day, and there are times I wish I could just disappear. But I manage, and there are days that make me happy, like today. I'm so glad to see you again, Tobias. It looks like your shop is flourishing. It does well enough. I hope you know that you can come speak to me any time you want. We got so many potential love interests here, already the captain and Tobias. We used to spend so much time together when we were teenagers. Now that we're adults, it seems like we can hardly even catch a glimpse of one another. It's really a shame. You're right. It feels like childhood friendships disappear once you mature. It's hard to keep them alive sometimes, even when you have the best of intentions. Such a true statement, but I assume you didn't come here just to remember the old days. Sadly, no. I'm on an errand for Carmosa. I'm here to pay you for, well, whatever it is she asked for. She's being very secretive about the whole thing. Oh, that. That? Now I'm even more curious about this errand. I'll ask him. If he doesn't want to tell me, he won't. So what exactly did Carmosa ask you to do anyway? It sounds mysterious. I'm afraid I can't tell you. Why not? Well, I promised Carmosa that I wouldn't tell anyone. I would like to keep my word. Also, it's basic business ethics, Cinders. I understand. I understand. You gave your word. I shouldn't force you to break it, even though Carmosa doesn't deserve such fair treatment. I'm glad you understand, Cinders. I really wish I could tell you, but keeping the job a secret was part of our agreement. My reputation as a merchant is at stake here, after all. Don't worry, Tobias. I won't do anything to make you ruin your reputation. Anyway, Carmosa said that I was supposed to give you some money for this job. That's true, but I'm surprised that she would send you to pay for it. She said something about not having a choice. How much does she owe you? Around 200 sovereigns, I'd say. Around. Yes, thank you. I would imagine you had decided upon a specific amount when you signed the contract. Just an estimate. That means Carmosa and Tobias haven't agreed on a set price yet. If I could negotiate a discount, I might get in Carmosa's good graces. Or just get some money for myself. No, she wants to be obeyed. She is not a lady who wants you to act on your own initiative. So give him all the money, do the job properly and well, don't offend anyone, come back and have done your job just as it was asked of you. Well, I have precisely 200 sovereigns, so I suppose that's perfect. Thank you. I confess I'm glad Carmosa sent you. She would have undoubtedly tried to haggle the price down. Oh. Was I supposed to haggle with you? It's not a bad thing that I didn't, is it? Of course it's not a bad thing. It just shows how different you are from Carmosa. You're a very selfless person. It's a rare and beautiful trait these days. Oh. Thank you. I'm glad that Carmosa sent you. Through repetition. It was a pleasure to do business with you, and I'm happy that I got to see you again. Likewise. I really do miss seeing you, Tobias. I hope you come again soon. I'll do my best. Oh, I almost forgot. What is it? Please tell Carmosa that I'll fulfill my part of the deal soon, and she should expect my representative to come by sometime tonight. Sure, I'll let her know. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I had no idea you have your representatives nowadays. It comes with the trade, I guess. Start throwing coin around, and suddenly you find yourself surrounded with people eager to run errands for you. Coin, you say? And I thought it had more to do with your magnetic personality. I used to be magnetic, but it made trading in metalware much too risky for me, so I stopped. Oh, people do tend to underestimate the pain caused by fast-flying cutlery. There was a time in my life when I was forced to eat with my hands, but I prefer not to speak about it. Oh, I've missed our talks, Tobias. I keep pronouncing his name 2 different ways. Sorry about that. Me too, Cinders. Hope I'll see you again soon. I hope so too. Take care, friend. There is a lot of dialogue in this. I really miss the old days when Tobias and I played together. I'm so glad that I could see him again. Yes, we've touched on that point several times already. Your every decision matters, except in the beginning. The branch icon appears when the current events are a consequence of your earlier choices and could be different on another playthrough. You've decided to mark that for us, have you? Well, I don't have any more reason to stick around, so I suppose I should go back now. The journey back to my house was much too short. I am not looking forward to facing Carmosa or my sisters again. At least I got a rare reprieve from their insults today. I wish it had lasted longer. At least I returned early. Maybe Carmosa will actually notice. Cinders, I did not expect you back so soon. Did you forget to do any of the errands I asked you to do? You only asked me to do one. Don't act so surprised. You're the one who told me to hurry back after all. And no, I didn't forget anything. I admit I didn't expect you to actually finish it so quickly. There's a chance I underestimated you. Tell me how the deal went. Did you spend all the money I gave you? Well, he said the price was 200 gold pieces, so that is what I paid him. Why am I not surprised? I suppose it is foolishness to expect more from a girl as disjointed from reality as you. You mean, to expect that when you give me $200 and just tell me to pay someone, you don't expect me to pay them the $200 he expects? What are you talking about? You never take the first offer. Anyone who conducts business, no, anyone in their right mind knows that. But Tobias is my friend. He would not... Enough! I'm not interested in your excuses. Well, I suppose you could have done worse. Are you finally growing up? A little bit late, but better than ever, I see. Return to your room. Sophie will bring you some leftovers from the dinner. Not too bad. Carmosa almost sounded pleased. I better go to my room before she changes her mind. About you getting to eat? Meanwhile... My lord, I've been told you wanted to see me. I have been informed of the hostage situation at the marketplace today. I also heard that you handled the situation rather admirably. For that I commend you. Thank you, my lord, but the truth is that I regret having to kill so many men. They couldn't even put up a fight. Such is the burden of those in positions of power. We must make difficult decisions for the sake of protecting others. It is not a choice, but a duty. And you have performed your duty to perfection. You honor me with your words, my lord. You deserve it. After all, my father, your king, has always spoken well of you. I know he even considered you a friend. If the king spoke so, I am honored by such confidence. Truly, what do you think of my father? How was it to serve under him? The king was a wise, skillful, and strong leader. I would have followed him anywhere. That's what I have heard from everyone who knew him. Already I fade in comparison. My prince. I have not yet been crowned, as father's last wish was that I should find a wife first. No doubt he wished that I find someone capable of ruling by my side. Of course, every noble in the land is eagerly pushing an eligible daughter towards me. But I need a strong woman I can rely on, a queen who can support my agenda no matter how hard it's going to be. I am a simple warrior, my lord. I know very little of romance and politics. Nonsense. My father trusted you in more matters than war, and I, too, am willing to do that. Please advise me, not as the captain of the guard, but as my friend. But I confess even my own palace is not a safe place for discussing such delicate matters. The walls have ears, and I would not wish for my search for a wife to become any more public than it already is. Might we go hunting together tomorrow morning? I think we would find the forest a safer place for discussion. Such an action is dangerous, my lord. If something were to happen to you, there is no one to succeed you on the throne. Is that so? I cannot imagine anything safer than having the famous captain of the guard by my side. If that is what you wish, my lord. That is indeed what I wish. You can go now, friend. My prince. Good old Perrault, brave captain of the royal guard, first sword of the kingdom, veteran of the renegade war. Reduced to killing common thugs and guarding market stalls. Not yet aware of how obsolete his role is. These are different times that require a new kind of bravery and power. Our wars will not be fought using iron and fire, but gold and lies. Prince Basile, I hope you can adapt to these new times, my poor old friend. Because when I become the king and start realizing my plans, goodness knows I'm going to need someone like you. Yeah, this is really wordy. The dialogue's good, mind, but there may be a bit too much of it. Finally, I have some time to myself after doing Carmosa's bidding all day. Still, it could have been worse. Carmosa was furious, and I got nothing but cold scraps for dinner. Why? You did a fantastic job. But at least I was able to get away from the house for most of the day. I always love going into town. I can't believe how exhausted I am after today, though. This looks like something I can click on, but it's not. Whoop. My feet ache, and I feel so sleepy. I should go to bed. Carmosa certainly won't allow me to sleep in tomorrow. Why does it stop there? Oh well. A knocking sound. Was that someone knocking at the door? Why would someone be visiting us at such a late hour? Silence! I paid for your discretion, and yet you pound on the front door as if it's a war drum? Right. Pardon, madame, I swear I'll be silent as the tombs are. Right away. Mum's the word. Enough with your nonsense! The package is ready to go. Can I trust you? Oi, you wound my pride, madame. I'm more trustworthy than an old priest in a confessional. Such an utterance is of little comfort to me. No one can escape Carmosa's biting tongue. Now prove there is some value to your words and go, before someone sees you. I think he's gone. What was that all about? What on earth is Carmosa trying to hide? Maybe I should sneak out the window and try to follow him. He can't have gone far. If I leave now, I'm sure I can catch up with him. No, that's crazy. I can't do that. Why not? Live a little. You'll be short on sleep, but you've probably faced that situation before. I must be crazy, but this might be my only chance. How long have I waited here wishing for a change? Finally, an opportunity has presented itself. Carmosa clearly has a secret. If I could figure it out, I might have an advantage over her. No one is outside the window. Now is as good a time as ever. Here goes nothing. Well, now what? I tried to keep my distance while following that man, and now I've lost his trail completely. If he's somewhere up ahead, I'll really have to hurry to catch up with him. But if I accidentally pass him, then I run the risk of running into him when I return home. Ow. Curse these demonic excuses for plants. The way you scratch at a fellow, you're more like wildcats than shrubs. That must be him. He's close, I'd better hide. Ugh, blasted rocks! What are they doing in my path? You'd think they'd clear out this place, accounting that a fellow can't see a thing in the dark. It's not proper, I tell you. Are you drunk? You're acting drunk. Well, I'm sure this be the place where I'm scheduled to meet that smart-ass merchant. Smart-ass or not, shouldn't you be more careful when talking about the man who pays you? Oi, boss, I was just talking a little to myself. No harm meant, you know. Truly. I suppose I can let this one go if you've brought the package as discreetly as Lady Carmosa requested. Of course. No ifs about it, boss. It wounds my honor that you doubt my competence for even a moment. No, I'd never doubt you. Now hand it over. Before I do, boss, I have a little something I'm needing to ask you. And what would that be? You know I'm an honest man, but my curiosity just took hold of me so hard I had to have a look inside this package. And lo and behold, my eye spies a mighty fine necklace set with rubies and made of gold. It's worth thousands of sovereigns at least, yeah? I specifically instructed you not to look inside. But the necklace... Yes, it's probably worth quite a lot of money. I don't get it, boss. Why is the noble lady paying us to take this off her hands? Seems all wrong ways around to me. I'm sure she has her reasons, and you're not being paid to poke around and ask needless questions. In fact, if you don't keep your mouth shut, you won't be paid at all. Whoa, boss, no need to get so angry. My mouth is secure as the royal treasure it is. I doubt the contents are quite as valuable. Still, you've completed your task, so here's your pay. 15 sovereigns. Try not to drink it all at once. Me never. You wound me with your accusations, boss. You are drunk. And your eyes are too big. I'm sure. Well, we should return to town before someone stumbles upon us. What on earth is Tobias up to? Never mind that. If I don't do something, they'll leave before I can do anything. Now might be my only chance to confront him, but I probably shouldn't act too impulsively. Yeah, no. He shouldn't know that you were sneaking around in the bushes, and he definitely shouldn't know you were sneaking around the bushes because you jumped out at him. I think I've seen enough. I'd better get back before they catch me or someone finds me missing. I'll talk to Tobias about this later, after I've had some time to think about it. It's best to speak with him alone anyway. Absolutely. There's a resolution of chapter in the morning. Oi, what a night. Maybe the boss was right when he said not to drink away my pay in one go. Still can't say it wasn't worth it for how great last night was. Wait, what exactly happened last night? How'd I even wind up here? The deer went this way, my lord. Why, someone's coming. Better lay low for might. Hurry before it gets away. Forget the deer, Captain. There are more important matters at hand. If this is about what you asked yesterday, my lord, I know little of politics or the affairs of the court, as I've already said. That's exactly why I need you. You're straightforward and honest, and you see things I can't. Behind all those smiles, everyone in the court lies to me. No, you're the only man I can trust. I will serve you to the best of my ability. What is it that you wish to discuss? It's about my father's last wish. I must have a wife before I ascend the throne. How am I to choose one? There is a ball in a few days. Isn't that your chance to find an eligible young lady? In theory, but that's the problem. How will I be able to tell? The monarchy is weak without a king, and the nobles around me are plotting to advance themselves. They groom their daughters like prized spaniels in the hopes that I'll be taken in by a pretty face. I need a wife who is strong and smart, someone who can rule the kingdom wisely, not feed me her father's poisonous words. But I doubt that I'll ever find such a woman. I've no doubt many such women exist, my lord. You should not give up so easily. You're right, Captain. It's just that I haven't had the fortune to meet one yet. I'm surrounded by women who know little more than how to curtsy. And they do little more than wait to be handed out as political tokens. Truly, it is disheartening. And yet you must choose a wife from among the nobility regardless. It is, after all, tradition. As if tradition mattered to that brood of vipers, they plot to control the throne before it is even in my grasp. If I marry to please a powerful house, I risk having a fool for a wife. But what other choice do I have? If we respected the traditions to the fullest, you'd be able to choose any woman at the ball, even someone you didn't know. How convenient that this rule is often forgotten. Someone I didn't know. Captain, you're brilliant. It's perfect. I'm not sure I follow your thinking, my lord. A masquerade ball. I'd be able to choose from the women without discriminating over looks or political ties. They've been pushing me to follow tradition for so long, they can't complain if I remember the old rules. Captain, you truly are a remarkable man. I see now why father trusted you so much. Of course, my lord. Well, it is always an honor to be of service. Thank you so much, my friend. You are a rare breed indeed, still faithful to your ideals. Ideals or not, our prey has long since escaped us, and if we linger any longer, people might grow suspicious. You're right, my friend. Let us return to the castle with all haste. Now that I have a solution in mind, I can return with a light heart. Well, that's a bit of juicy gossip you don't hear every day. Masquerade ball, huh? I know a certain lady who would pay handsomely for this information, that she would. The day might have started lousy after all of last night's drinking, but it's turned out to be quite a good one after all. All thanks to a few extra rounds at the pub. You can't go wrong with that. You're gonna get yourself in trouble, shady character. You're gonna get other people in trouble, too. And as for me, I think I'm gonna save this here, and come back to it shortly after I've had something to eat. So until then, friends, enjoy yourselves.